Topic 22, Energy Economics, Part 2, Energy Transition. Historically, society has shifted from burning wood and biomass to coal and electricity in terms of the forms of energy that are consumed. The final stage in the transition is to renewables. And the big step is switching energy use to electricity, and then the electricity is generated by renewables. So this transition is sometimes called the energy transition or the energy ladder. And you can think about it as, initially, if you think of early man, then the fuels that were used for energy were firewood, agricultural waste, animal waste, and then that progressed to more intensive energy forms, kerosene, coal, and charcoal, and currently these forms of energy are often related to energy poverty because they're very inefficient forms of energy for heating, for cooking, for lighting, and they also cause pollution both inside the home and outside the home, so they have lots of external costs. So as society moves through this energy transition or energy ladder, then we start to switch to more advanced fuels, such as LPG, liquid petroleum gas, electricity, natural gas, as income per capita increases. And then the final stage which is what society is moving towards at the moment in developed countries, and perhaps might move towards quite rapidly in some developing countries, is advanced energy, which is basically electricity generated by solar power, geothermal power, and wind, and other renewable resources. So human society has moved through a long transition in terms of its energy use, from very primitive energy use through to transitional fuels, to advanced fuels, to renewable energy. Now, it's not necessary that a country goes through all the steps in this energy ladder or energy transition. So we can have a situation, because of technology, where households in developing countries buy solar panels and go straight from wood fires to electricity, and in fact go straight from wood fires to using renewable power. So for instance, Lawson 2017 describes how a Bangladeshi island adopted solar panel to provide electricity through a mini electrical grid, and that was a way of overcoming what's called energy poverty. And in many ways, energy poverty can be worse than energy excess, which is possibly the situation that Australia finds itself. So Australia probably uses excessive energy, emits excessive amounts of greenhouse gases to run its heating, its cars, its electricity. But other countries perhaps have no access to energy on a regular basis, in particular electricity. So energy poverty may be due to a market failure where energy sources are not provided to groups within a country due to a failure of the supply network for electricity and gas, including bottled gas to replace wood for cooking. Energy poverty is often prevalent in rural areas of developing countries where a significant amount of labour time is allocated to collecting biomass such as wood and animal dung for cooking and heating. And so in many ways we have this situation where developed countries probably use excessive energy, and then some countries just have, some areas within some developing countries have no access to energy at all. And probably the biggest problem is a lack of access to electricity. So just to recap this part, society has gone through a long-term energy transition since the Industrial Revolution increased coal production. Now the transition to renewables is to reduce emissions, but we also find in parts of the world we have energy poverty, especially the lack of electricity, and a lack of electricity can actually reduce the rate of economic development, because it means that you don't have access to information technology, lighting, and a whole range of uses of electricity that mean that you can develop quickly. So, review questions: why is energy poverty a major concern? And to answer this question, you probably need to read the chapter from Hanley, Schober and White, where there's a box section on energy poverty.